Hello YouTube friends, and welcome to my channel, Living Life with Mama. In today's video, we are not doing a budgeting video or cash stuffing or a shopping video. We are doing a organizing reset type video. In today's video, I am going to show you my growing room. Now that I have all of my seeds, or my starter plants, or actually most of them, out in the garden, my growing room is empty, but it's a huge mess. So I'm going to take you along with me to show you me cleaning up my room, moving it around, and kind of giving you a little bit of updates of kind of what I plan on doing this summer. It's a hit and miss. I am very off in my videos. I noticed in my update video that I was a little off. I feel a little off right now. Ever since that, I haven't been able to video regularly every week and do my normal budgeting videos. I've noticed that my videos have been a little off. So please bear with me, and I do appreciate you sticking around and you hanging out with me and seeing my journey. So let's get to it. So I am going to clean up my grow room, and I'm going to take you along my journey. So this is kind of what we're working with. This is in my basement. That plastic right there through the shelves is actually the other side of my basement, and that is the window. And then there's another window over here that you can't see right now, and then kind of like around the corner is a back door. I want to reset this space so that it is ready for next season, and then also kind of redo some things that I really didn't like this growing season. First off, so I bought this because I thought that, note to self, make sure that you read everything that you buy on Amazon, like all of the comments, like everything, because I bought this because it was on sale, but in reality it was a replacement cover for this. Well, I didn't have this, and so then I had to buy this whole set because that's what I wanted, and I ended up paying more money, but it is what it is. But I do not like this plastic covering because it made it into like a wet rainforest, I guess. Like, it was constantly recycling its moisture, because when I were to water the plants in here and then close it up, because it was like a greenhouse type thing and I have like lights and stuff, it would add heat into it, and so the water would evaporate, but it couldn't go anywhere. So then it like rained back down on my plants, and it caused a lot of like mildew, and not really mold. It wasn't mold. It was more like all the fuzzy stuff, like what you would see in the rainforest or like up in Oregon, because it would just rain all the time. And so I really don't like this plastic thing. I really don't like this shelving because it's just really wobbly, but I will end up using it next year because there's already the grow lights, and I think I will start this as my start because the shelvings are so close together. And also maybe like a heating pad or something. I don't know, but I'm just gonna redo this all. This light keeps falling down, so I need to figure something out. This is kind of where I also had all of my grow lights. I only have 1, 2, 3 growing shelvings on here, and then I have 1, 2, 3. So I'm definitely going to need more grow lights because I did not have enough space. And then this is like all, sorry, I'm trying to make sure I don't step on stuff. This is all of my canning stuff. So obviously I'm very, very low. Some of the stuff we can't eat. I don't know what happened to it. Let me get closer. I don't know what happened to it, but I canned ham and bean soup, and I also canned the ham like broth from this because it couldn't all fit into these jars, and I didn't want to waste that, so that when I went to go cook this, I had the juice to add to it to make it soupy, but it like tastes like rancid. Like, I don't know what happened, but this is chili and it's perfectly fine. This is our last can of tomato sauce. The amount of tomato sauce that I was able to can, I canned it during our winter break, so around December, and it is now June, and we only have 1 can left, so it lasts us about half of a year, and then 2 cans of tomato paste. So this year, I'm growing a lot of Roma tomatoes, or the plan is. I still have tons of plants that need to get into the ground, but that's the plan because Roma tomatoes are really good for making tomato paste and tomato sauce because they're very meaty and not juicy. And then this is all of the corn. So we have tons of corn left over. I think this is the only jar back here on this one. Okay, so we normally eat this size, but when I canned all of this last summer, I ran out of these, and so I had to put the corn in these jars. 1 jar would probably last us for 2 meals. And so we can easily open this up, eat what we can, and then store the rest in the refrigerator and then eat it for the next meal or the next time we have corn, what have you. Like, I obviously have tons of jars now, but when I did this project last summer, I didn't. And so I've been kind of stocking up on jars and lots of that. I have 2 water baths. One of them is my landlord's. The other one is, no, actually, both of them are my landlord's. Mine is the pressure cooker. And then this roaster. I use this during Thanksgiving or whenever we do turkey. I use this, but I also use this for canning projects. And so if I do any canning projects over the summer, I will show you how I use this. That is what I use to process the tomatoes to get the skins and the seeds and all of that out. And these are just like jars that I've gotten food from, but they can't be used as canning, but they can use as storage. So that's that. This is just some garden stuff. This shelf, I don't know if I'm going to use this or not. Here in the growing section, but that's one of my heat mats. I need bigger heat mats, but this is what I have. I have 2 of those. So water jugs, that kind of stuff. So this is for like natural disaster stuff. I don't use this for like my growing. This actually comes into like our bathroom area. So we walk through here. So like obviously, like you can't get into this area through here because that's a couch right there. And I want to move this around to make that different, because when I go to harden my plants, what we have to do is we have to take them from here, walk out to the bathroom, through our storage, and through that door. And on the other side of that door is this is my outer wall. My back door is right there. And so it's just a lot. And this is also crazy too. So this bathroom we use as our storm shelter. We obviously do not use it as a regular bathroom. I use it to do gardening, and then we also use it as our shelter. So when we have to take shelter for tornadoes, we are here. This is a mat that we can sit on, so we're not sitting on the hard floor. This is the little carrying thing that we will use, like if we have to be like if like a tornado comes through and we don't have our house anymore, we're gonna store our cat in that, so that when we have to like walk places or get somewhere or whatever, like a shelter or whatever after the tornado, because we don't have a house anymore, we have a way to store her, or not store her, but to like keep her safe. And then candles, just in case the electricity goes out. This is also where I store my spices. And then because we do have a litter that is not used, it is brand new. I got brand new litter and then put this in the box. And then so if we are down here and she needs to use, our cat needs to use the restroom, that is it. I know that's weird, but like obviously you can tell that I'm not working with a whole lot and we can't be in there because there's windows. What I was going to say is, so this is our storage unit. The thing is, I don't know if I want to use this shelving with my garden stuff. And if not, what I'm going to do is plan on putting it here and keeping stuff here permanently for shelter since we don't use this bathroom. Because a lot of the times when we know that there's like a tornado watch, before we go to bed or whatever the case may be, we will bring stuff down here like shoes and not clothes, but like socks and shoes. Cause of course, well, yeah, clothes, because like we're in our PJs. So if we need to switch clothes or whatever the case may be, we bring stuff down here. We bring books down here, like just because we never know how long we're going to have to stay in shelter. And we're in the middle of the house that is ground under there. So like, obviously, if the tornado is right above us, like we're not just sitting here reading a book, we're, taking shelter. But if it's like a tornado watch or a tornado warning and it's coming towards us, you never know how long of a wait that's going to be, but we're still in shelter. So we have things to do. Obviously, you can't always prepare for that kind of stuff. And sometimes you're woken up in the middle of the night without any warning and you have to run down here. And if that's the case, I want to be able to have stuff down here permanently. And so that's why I'm thinking of using that shelf. I don't know if I have anything else. I also have stuff under here that's permanently, like flashlights and Band-Aids, more water, an extension cord, bottles of water. So like one of the things that I learned about that, like if your electricity, water, all of that goes out because of the tornado, you can't use your toilet. And so just in case if there's a time that we can't use our toilet because we have no water and we're stuck down here for some reason, we have a way to, have a toilet. Lighters, just in case if we need something, flashlights and batteries. One of the other things that I was told that you should have in your shelter area is like a crowbar or a hammer. Now this big crowbar doesn't need to be down here. But the hammer and the crowbar is for like, if you get stuck down here and you're like stuck, like you cannot leave, like this door does not open, you have a way to pry things out or hammer things or whatever. Or like the other thing that we could do is like bang on something to make sound. So like if someone's looking for us, they can hear us by banging on something, if that makes sense. So I want to get a crowbar and a hammer that's permanently for just down here. The last time that we had to take a tornado shelter, we brought this down here and just hasn't gone back up. These are for our cats. So again, if we're down here for a long period of time, this is for her food, for her water, and we have a bag of food in her like little kennel thing. And then our water, blankets, pillows. So this is kind of like our shelter. So I want to clean this up. I want to reorganize this on top of reorganizing this. I use this and that and closed up so that like it was like a makeshift heating pad type thing. And that's also the other reason why it made a lot of condensation inside that. So maybe that was the first mistake. But when you start off your seeds, some of them need the heat. And of course, when I'm starting, it's in January and February, and it's not that warm down here to be able for seeds to get started. So I had that in there to keep all of it warm. And then I guess this got too wet and it stopped working, but it's now working again. And what I did was that like I moved it out of here, let it dry, and then I plugged it back in and it started again, or it like worked. And so like I would actually heat up this entire room. And so what I want to do, I have curtains right here. They're supposed to be blackout curtains and they're not. But it is what it is. But what I want to do is, so one of them is up here. You can't really see it, but someone had shoved it into that shelving. I don't think that was me. Who knows? When I was on bed rest, I had lots of people in this in and out of my house, like helping me and stuff like that. So, but it's okay. It's not hurting anything. But the blackout curtains is to protect my canning items, because when it's pitch dark in here at night, I will have my growing lights on. What I want to do is I want to put the blackout curtains up on the ceiling. And then I want to eventually, I don't even know if you're going to be able to see it in here. Let's see. You can see kind of some, so this is just boxes and boxes. So that's our back door. And this is just crazy amount of stuff that I haven't known what to do. Some of it has my future classroom stuff in it. So like people have donated me things for me to use for my classroom. There's Christmas stuff in here. There's like obviously like canned good storage things down here. That's a Mod pizza bag, but I guess there used to be something in there. This is a lot of my daughter's stuff that she wants to get rid of. A lot of it is like her old toys too. It used to be our hangout area. That, I don't know if you can see it, but that right there is like 2 bikes. Actually, it's just one. I don't know what happened to the other one. I think it fell. But this used to be like our hangout spot. Our TV was down here. The kids would hang out down here and watch movies. This was technically our living room. And then we had someone move in and we cleared this entire thing out. She had the entire basement to herself. It did not last very long. And so when she moved out, we just had this empty space. And it just slowly became our storage area. And then I also turned this into my growing area, because I used to do like a small table upstairs in front of my window in my dining room, and it just wasn't enough space. And also, for whatever reason, my cat loves to eat my plants, like my seedling plants for my garden. I don't know why. And so this is just to kind of keep it separated. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. This is like really horrible. So what I'm going to do is just kind of put everything back in order, I think. Kind of figure out where things go. I bought, see, it's not even like labeled. Well, I guess it is. So like, I ordered sweet potato starts, and Amazon, like the company that I bought them off, it was through Amazon, sent me these. And I'm like, this is not what I wanted. Like I wanted like actual sweet potatoes to start my starts from. I don't know. It was weird. Go ahead, all of this. So I have tons of seeds upstairs, because one of the other things that I'm going to do is get out into the garden, or hopefully get out into the garden and be able to plant some more. And so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get these seeds upstairs. Some of my gloves really need to be washed, like really bad. So one of the YouTubers that I watch, I've mentioned her before in my videos. I think my last video of like my update, Becky from Acre Homestead, she uses this. Let's see if I can. So it's like little teeny tiny sponges. I don't think my cell phone will focus. So they're like little teeny tiny sponges. They're all organic, but what it does is that you put this on your seed starters and it will help your dirt from growing mold. And it has been amazing. The first year I bought it was last summer. And so the starts that I started before it, like everything would start up with mold, would cause to have mold. And this is amazing. And so if you have garden starts and you're noticing a lot of your plants, or even any kind of plants, not just your vegetable garden starts, like even your house plants, getting a lot of mold, put this on top of that. Don't do it very heavy because then it like turns into like a thick like paste sponge layer on your dirt. You want to do it pretty light when it's your house plants. When it's your vegetable garden and starts and everything, you probably want to do it a little bit thicker, but not too thick. I noticed even with my starts, if I did it too thick, it did like a layer of just like a lid almost, and nothing could grow up. I noticed that once I like broke that up and stuff, then my starts popped up. So you don't need to do this very heavy. That was the first mistake I did. I would, you know, do it kind of light. And then if you notice a little bit of mold coming through, then you could do it again. So you can use it for seed starting, root cuttings, store bulbs, lighten soil, and retain moisture. So you could add, if you notice that your soil is very dense or something, you could add this to it. I don't even remember how much it cost. Like I said, I bought it last summer. But yeah, it's really cool. These are a lot of the plants I have throughout my garden, or not my garden, my house, because these are really easy to take care of, and at least for me. And so I have this on all of my plants. Okay. I don't think I'm going to end up using this table again. If so, it's definitely not going to be here. So I have an outlet here, and I have an outlet there. And so I think I'm going to use this entire wall as my growing area. So I definitely know that this is going to come out of that corner, because I don't like having these separated. Because if you notice, I had to run an extension cord. I need to invest in another timer, but I had to run another extension cord to use my lights here. And so if my shelving's like close together, then I should be able to, not have to use the extension cords. I also think that I am going to maybe use this one because it has more space. I think it's even longer. Yeah, I think it's longer. And I think all of this stuff, if rearranged, I can fit on that. But I could be wrong. So we're just going to figure it out. So that's as clean as it's going to get. This is stained. This used to be my craft table. I literally use this table for anything and everything. I have a smaller one than this, and this is just a lot. It's probably about like from here to like here. Or so. Like, it's not very big. I think it's a little bit more skinnier. I think I'm going to use that one instead of this one. I don't know. But I do know that it's going to come out of the corner. So I need to get all of this stuff picked up, and so that I can move the table. So I got it cleared. This is kind of what it's looking like now. It looks kind of small now that there's nothing here against the wall, but it's not very big. I'm going to go ahead and vacuum. So I think I've decided, so I am not going to use this anymore as my growing station. Okay, later to come for that. Or my growing shelving. That's what I meant, not station. This entire room is my growing area station. I don't know why I keep calling it station. It is what it is. Growing shelving, okay? I am going to use this as growing shelving. And I'm going to use this as a growing shelving, okay? Then, so you're going to be like, well, where's all this stuff going to go? But wait, I'm going to come over here. So one of the things that I've slowly been doing is working through store-bought stuff, okay? So we have tons of space on the shelving. So this is like all of my store-bought stuff. Obviously, some of the stuff we will still buy, but this year my plan is to make homemade ketchup and homemade barbecue sauce and homemade mayo. I don't think we can mayo though, but a lot in homemade pasta. So a lot of this stuff I'm going to try to start making homemade. But if you look at it, I have like all this stuff room. I have all this room, all of this room, like, and it goes down. Okay. Coming over here, I have another shelf. Okay. It's going to get darker, guys. Okay. So I don't need as much of these. Now, one of the things I wish that, and maybe we can't do it because it's glass, and when the cans roll down, like, you're risking breakage, so maybe it's not a good idea. But I wish we had something like this for our canning jars, that like first in, first out type of thing. So that's what these things do. So like, you put this in one of these, and it goes down and rotates. Okay, and I'm gonna rotate this real quick. Okay, so if you have a lot of canned goods from the store, they work amazing. Okay, so I think that I can put, like, I think I can condense these down to these, or maybe even get rid of this and stack them, because a lot of this stuff is just getting used through, and some of the stuff I'm not going to continue to buy. So like one of my goals is to grow a lot of beans this year and years to come. So like a lot of my canned beans that I have, I plan on not keeping it. And then we still have canned corn, which this is from this is probably from last summer. It's been almost a year since I've had to buy corn because we've been eating corn. And then we don't have any green bean cans, but I do plan on growing green beans. And then I still get coconut cream and coconut milk. Refried beans, we don't eat much. This was for like during the winter for me to take to school. Actually, no, this is cream of chicken. I don't know why we have cream of chicken, because we can't eat that. So anyways, I bought some enchilada sauce because I was making enchiladas. Come to find out, my daughter hates enchiladas. So a lot of this stuff is going to be condensed down. I'll probably put all the beans together, whatever the case may be. So with that being said, I think I can condense all of this down, move this stuff to here, okay? Because I also have lots of wasted space in there too, okay? And then, because this shelving is exactly the same size shelving as that. So I think I can get all of this stuff onto that shelving. I think I can do it. And then eventually this is going to move out. So this is all just growing, and eventually I want to invest into more shelving and yeah, go from there. Okay, yeah, you're not gonna be able to see this like at all, and all of my lights don't work. So anyways, so eventually I am going to clean this out, and my canning jars are eventually going to be over here, and this is going to be probably my canning / storage area. So this is all like a very multiple step job. One of the things that I want to do, I have two things on my Amazon wish list, is it's this like reflective barrier that I want to put on each window, so it's like pitch dark down here when no lights are on. And then I want to put plastic over the windows. There is plastic on the windows right now, but they're damaged and stuff. And then as you can see, light is coming through here. It's actually construction paper, just to kind of make it a little bit darker down here. When before my friend moved in, when I had visitors, they would stay down here because we didn't have anywhere else for them to sleep. So eventually I want to turn this into my canning area / storage. And so like where you see the back end of the shelving, that is up against the back of the couch. I want to put those blackout curtains and hang them from the ceiling right here. But I want to be able to walk through this area right here. So I need to make space to be able to walk through to come to this back door, so that when I go outside to harden off my plants, which I do have plants. See, like I have a thing here. I have to sit them out. What my goal is that, I thought my neighbor was outside. This is kind of weird. What my goal is that shelving, I could sit out here, and then I just have a place here instead of having to sit it here. And then maybe the plastic thing, I could, oh man, there's a lot of water. I guess it did storm last night. My daughter said something about like, man, that storm kept me up all night last night. And I was like, what storm? There's so much water in here. I think a lot of my plants have probably died. These are all of the plants that I've not been able to get out into the ground in my garden. So I'm hoping to be able to get plants out here and plants in here. So yeah, anyways, that green shelving, when I do start hardening off, I want to be able to put right here so that I have shelving for it to be out, so it's not just laying out. And then also the plastic to where it's a little protected from like animals and stuff, but I don't know if the plastic will work. Anyways, I need to get more of these two, and I need to get more of these black cells, because that's what I grow my seedlings in. Like this is a like a shoe tray, like what you would put your shoes on when you come in from outside, to where you don't get dirt everywhere. And then like this is half and half containers. This is like reusable pots, which I don't see any problem with that, but it just doesn't sit well. These are Sprite bottles that I saved, stuff like that. Like it's just not feasible. Yogurt containers, stuff like that. So yeah, this is a sweet potato plant that my daughter actually got for me. I love it. It's actually a couple plants, so I need to get that into the ground. I probably will actually put that in a pot. I need to get to that point. I'm probably gonna have to buy more dirt, because I think I'm on my last bag, and it's half of it is left. This is a stevia plant, so like sugar, which is really cool. That's a tomato plant that was grown from seed. These are my potato starts that I just could not get into the ground. This is parsley, and then that is like some kind of ground cover that I can't remember what it is. All of these are peppers and tomato plants, like all of them. These are all of my cabbage plants, and then those are all leftover pumpkin plants. So yeah, I got to get that in there. So this is why I'm also doing this, so that I can make this a little bit of a better setting. Okay, so now you can see. So look at that. That's a big difference. That is all craziness. It is all storage. It is all stuff that I want to get rid of. Well, or AKA sell, or stuff that my daughter just doesn't want in her room, but she doesn't want to get rid of. Or this is also stuff that is for future classroom stuff like that. So yeah, so it's a lot of stuff that I need to get done. Let's get started on this. So I was able to get this cleared off. I also cleared out what was in front. I just put it all over there. I have jars everywhere. It's ridiculous. This is what it is looking like. So I was able to put all the cans in here. I guarantee you I could take all these cans out, stack them up, and it literally only like fill in this space. So if I need to, I can condense that down. I literally just shoved what I could in here. I kept things that were similar, like all of our body wash and hand soap. Like I kept that stuff together. Trash bags are together. All the oils are still together, that kind of stuff. Milk, everything. But I just kind of, as I was putting things together on the shelving, I just filled in the spaces. So you could see, like I still have some wasted space like back here, but I didn't need it. All of this is like filled in, stuff like that. This one, that's salsa, this label salsa, I have salsa, and then I have a can of yams in it. So it's not very organized, but it's what I needed at the time. And so now I am going to fill this shelving with my canning supplies. I was able to get this filled. I was able to get this stuff that was on the floor here, and then I need to deal some with this, and this actually can be broken down. This space right here should be empty. This space is like a storage catch-all. I don't even know why that table's even up. Who knows? Those are like rugs that I put in front of the washer and dryer. I don't know why they got pushed over. My daughter did it. Who knows why? So yeah, so this is kind of what it's looking for. This, I don't think this is going to be like this forever, but I'm just trying to get everything just moved around. So now this shelving is empty, and so I'm going to move it on this wall. I haven't decided quite for sure what I want to do, but yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and move it. All right, so this is kind of what this is looking like. So these obviously were not there. This was open. See, it's not like true blackout curtains, which I don't like because they're not supposed to be see-through, and it kind of upsets me, but it is what it is. Once I get that window with the reflective thing that I want to put in the window, it will obviously take care of that. And this is just to divide the room up, and also to help, like whenever I have the grow lights on, to help protect my canning goods. That's why I had this on the shelving, because the light, like intense light, can kind of mess with your canning supplies. And so I want to be able to protect that. And so my goal is to have, all of this switch by before the new school year starts, so that when winter comes and the new growing season comes, this is already done. So eventually this will not be here, but this is just where it's going to go. This is kind of like where I would like this opening to be. So obviously the couch is going to have to move. That's going to have to move. So that room is a whole other project, but I need to get another curtain here. But what I'm hoping is that this is the growing area where, like where I would have my starts. And then when I would need to harden them off, I would want to be able to walk through here and then be able to go out that door, instead of having to go through that door, go through the bathroom, go all the way around through the door here and then there. And then eventually, maybe, I don't know, just depends, that it would be cool if I could get like shelvings like these, but bigger ones. Becky from Make Your Homestead has these metal shelving, because apparently they're supposed to hold more. This I don't think is, like, obviously it's not going to matter, because dirt, if flower starts and all that, isn't as heavy. But if this gets wet, it absorbs the moisture and it can ruin it, all of that. Also, I don't know if you can tell, but this is already starting to like bow down, but I did not have starts on this one. I had all that canning stuff. So that is something to think about. But these two shelvings are going to be where I'm going to grow my vegetable starts. And then what I would like to have is a table right here that I can walk around and that's where, like, I'm going to do like my potting, maybe I don't know where I had my heat mats. I don't know. I did kind of like having the space heater in this area and then heating up this area. What I did notice is that when I did use my space heater, even when it was warm outside, but not warm enough to keep downstairs warm, that it heat up our upstairs, which was crazy. So we have to be careful with that. These blackout curtains, what I'm going to need to do, so it's just stuck up there with Velcro. I'm going to need to Velcro these together. So I kind of overlapped them a little bit so that I can easily Velcro them together. And then I want that side, this to be Velcro to the wall. And then this side Velcro to the wall so that it's all kind of solid. And then when I am hardening off, I can unvelcro that side. And be able to walk through. I would like for this to go away eventually, and then maybe get another shelving that's like this, or replace all my shelvings with these wire shelvings, and then hopefully eventually they would have wheels on them, and then I can just wheel them out that door. But this is the one thing that Acre Homestead kind of has an issue with, like when she does it. All of her lights, all of these are attached to her shelving. And so when she pushes her shelving out the door to harden off, she has to bring them in when they start raining because, of course, you can't get that wet because it's electricity. And I really don't want to have to, like, keep my eye on that. Becky from Acre Homestead actually is full-time at home now. YouTube is her full-time job. So she's technically always home, like obviously if she's doing chores or not chores, errands and stuff like that. But I have a full-time job. And so if I were to put my plants outside like in the morning and let's say I forget them, I would want it to be okay if it rains because I don't have any electricity out there. So I may figure something out. Maybe I would buy just one of these and then have that filled up and then wheel it out instead of having this out. But I'm just going to use what I have. I'm going to use this for outside to put the plants on so I'm not having to put it out on my flower bed and stuff. So this is kind of looking pretty good. I'm going to have to reorganize some things and kind of figure out where I'm going to put everything. But for the most part, it's all kind of put together. This stuff is going to be thrown out. Well, emptied. This is the whole entire thing I'm going to throw out because I do not trust it. I don't trust being able to eat out of this jar even when it's cleaned because this just did not seal very good. This is actually mold all in there. That is all mold. So this is why it's important to check your cans on a regular basis. So if I hadn't moved all of my cans today like I did and gone through them, I would have never found it. And so I'm kind of glad I did. I did open it and like dust just went. So I'm just going to throw this entire thing away. I'm not even going to remotely try to deal with it. These things are okay. Like there's no mold on it or anything, but I don't know why this stuff turned rancid. Like it tastes like, my daughter said it tastes like metal and I don't know why. If you maybe have an idea of why, maybe you can't can ham because these are like beans and I've obviously made chili and we also did white chicken chili, which are the same kind of beans in here, and nothing happened. So I don't know, maybe it was the ham because that's the only difference is the ham. So anyways, yeah, I'm going to kind of organize this stuff, kind of see what I want to keep. I'm going to detach these lights from this. I'm going to probably break this down since I don't need it until next season, growing season, and just kind of figure out what I'm going to do.
So this is all I'm going to do for today. I'm done. This is not as organized as I would like, but I am exhausted. It's hot where I'm at, and I'm just done. So these are going to be my two growing
growing shelves. So it's pretty organized. Everything's together somewhat. I still need to take care of those. What I need to do is I need to take them upstairs, open them up, and pour out the contents. But other than that, like, I'm just done. So there's that. I did put this table in the center, and I was able to fully walk around in it with no issues and stuff. So I really like that. And then this is just here. I had to set up a fan there and a fan over there because it's just hot down here. I wonder if it's because of the lights, or I'm just moving around a lot, whatever. But this is kind of the after, or more like the in-between. I guess you can kind of see what my growing room will look like once I start a growing season next year. And then in the bathroom, this is kind of what I ended up doing. I decided to use that metal shelving. This is all of our water and the stuff for our cats and their sleeping bags if we need it, blankets and pillows. This is the mat to put on the floor since the floor is so hard. So it kind of looks a little bit more organized. I got my hammer and my wrench right there, or crowbar, not a wrench, my crowbar and my hammer. So it's not exactly what I would like, but it's at least a lot better. It's cleaned up this area and where it's only the spices, and I need to sweep some more and stuff. Over here kind of is a disaster still, and I still need to go through this. This is like holiday seasonal clothes, seasonal shoes, just and stuff. I need to do a garden load of laundry. I want to work out in the yard, so I don't want to do this just yet because I don't want to wash all of my gloves and then not be able to get out into the garden. So I'll do that later. This is kind of where that shelving is at right now. This is not where it's going to stay. Eventually, it's going to go over there in the corner to where it's already ready to go, so that when next season I'm going to harden off the plants and stuff, it's already there. This is kind of what this shelving looks like with the canning supplies, and then this is what all of our like pantry food items look like. Wow, that was a doozy, and that was a huge change of what it was when it first started, and it feels so different in that room. I can't wait for my next season of being able to have even more room to grow all of my seeds at once, because this year there was a lot of things that didn't get planted, but that's okay. That's part of growing and learning and kind of building on your knowledge and growing your growing room into something that you're able to use every year. And every year you learn something new. Well, I really hope that you enjoyed this video. Please comment down below what you like, what you didn't like, any tips or anything like that. And if you know the reason why my ham and bean soup went rancid, I would really like to know that, because that was a really great meal that we really loved fresh, but then we didn't like it as a canned item. Well, if you've really liked this video, please give me that thumbs up, and please, if you are not, hit that subscribe button. My goal is to hit 100 subscribers by the end of the year, and we are 5 subscribers away from 100. I would like to be able to hit that before the end of the month of June. Bye!